As the opioid crisis gets national attention, people on the Suncoast getting a head start to beating addiction, what victims of abuse can do today. The nation's veterans no longer have to fight for a standardized identification card. The new application process for these wallet-sized cards. A shark is spotted near the shoreline in Nokomis Beach. What to do to avoid a shark bite? Your Suncoast News starts now.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us today. Topping our news today at noon, it has been years in the making, and now those who served in the military can apply for a National Veterans Identification Card. ABC 7's Ray Collins is here with the story. Ray?
Scott, the VA says the application process is now underway for these new wallet-sized cards. We talked this morning to the chairman of the Manatee County Veterans Council. Retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Carl Hunzinger says it's good to have a standardized approach in all 50 states, and he says being able to easily show proof of service comes in handy in retail stores.
So you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, some of these other places, and you end up with, well, we need this form, you need to have a DD Form 214, or you need to have this, we'll take a medical card from the VA. There's no standardization.
So this is just one of the new benefits now. Veterans who want an ID card can go to our website and go to links we mentioned at mysuncoast.com. You should receive it within 60 days. Scott?
Great idea. Thank you, Ray. A judge has ordered Howell Donaldson to stay in jail with no bond until his next hearing, scheduled for next Tuesday. Donaldson is accused of killing 4 people in a Tampa neighborhood of Seminole Heights. Tampa police arrested Donaldson on Tuesday after he asked a co-worker at a McDonald's restaurant to hold a bag that was carrying a gun. The co-worker looked inside the bag, spotted the weapon, and then told an officer who was sitting in the restaurant doing paperwork. Police are confident Donaldson is behind these murders.
I assure you, this is the man who did this.
The arrest brought immense relief to an anxious neighborhood that had stopped many outdoor activities since the first shooting death on October 9th. A Suncoast church is trying to help those struggling with opioid addiction. Tonight, addicts can go to a free barbecue and night of music, listen to guest speakers about overcoming opioid abuse. The event will take place at Suncoast Community Church on Hawkins Road. Beachgoers in Nokomis getting a startling surprise on a morning walk recently, and it was all caught on camera. ABC 7 viewer Warren Kuchenbecker sent us this video of a shark swimming right along the shoreline. This is on Nokomis Beach. The shark was spotted last week, and the swimmer had to change her course after people on the beach alerted her to the shark's presence. Witnesses say it happened in between the North Jetty in Venice and Nokomis Beach. Now, beachgoers are advised not to swim at dusk or dawn when sharks are more active. If you do see a sandbar shark, though, feeding close to shore, get out of its way and give it some space. Starting today, the drawbridges at Stickney Point, Anna Maria Island, and Cortez will be cutting back on the number of bridge openings. As snowbird season kicks in, the U.S. Coast Guard is reducing the number of openings from 3 times to just 2 per hour. It's hoped that this will help move traffic flow onto and off of our barrier islands. It's also the beginning of a permanent reduction in bridge openings that will extend into the off season. Well, a Suncoast State Senator wants to end daylight saving time in Florida. Republican Greg Steube says the time change has a negative impact on students who have to adjust their sleep schedules twice a year. Right now, only Arizona and Hawaii do not observe daylight saving time. Previous bills in Tallahassee looking to end it here have all failed to get approved. Don't forget the latest on local and breaking news. Download the latest updated version of our news app. The old version expires today, so iPhone users will need to go to the App Store and re-download the app by searching for WWSB or My Suncoast. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on what's happening in our community. Let's find out what's happening in our weather today with meteorologist John Scalzi. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I hope they don't mess with our standard time, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's very helpful to those morning folks. We are looking at some very pleasant weather again today. It's great yesterday. Did you get out and about during the evening hours at all yesterday?
No.
That was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. Today, I think even more so. We're looking at some drier air that has moved in, and the Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows some very pleasant sky out there. Maybe a little bit of fair weather cloudiness, but that's about it. Nothing that's going to really bring us any rainfall again today. Drier air aloft, and even some drier level at the surface. Temperatures across the region generally a degree or two cooler than 24 hours ago at this time, hovering pretty close to the 80 mark right now. We'll probably get up to about 83 before it's all said and done, similar to what we saw yesterday. The complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, John, thank you. Overseas, the reaction to President Trump's retweets yesterday continues. The president retweeting 3 video tweets from Britain First. That is a far-right group. ABC's Molly Hunter has details of what the videos are not verified as authentic.
On Thursday, the calls for British Prime Minister Theresa May to rescind her invitation to the American president grew louder.
Action is needed now, not a slap on the wrist. Cancel the state visit.
State visits to the UK are glamorous affairs, meeting the Queen and arriving in royal style. But speaking in Amman, Jordan Thursday, Theresa May said the invite stands.
An invitation for a state visit has been extended and has been accepted.
Theresa May's comments follow a fiery session in the parliament today in response to President Trump's anti-Muslim inflammatory retweets.
By sharing it, he is either a racist, incompetent, or unthinking, or all three.
Wednesday morning, President Trump retweeted 3 videos shared by Jada Franson, the deputy leader of the extreme right-wing group Britain First. Franson has been convicted in the UK of religiously aggravated harassment. And after his White House press secretary Sarah Sanders immediately defended him, Trump tweeted, "At Theresa May, don't focus on me, focus on the radical Islamic terrorism within the UK." In response, the Prime Minister reiterated her absolute opposition to his tweets.
Britain First is a hateful organisation.
And she said, friends tell friends the truth.
But the fact that we work together does not mean that we're afraid to say when we think the United States have got it wrong. And I'm very clear that retweeting from Britain First was the wrong thing to do.
And today, the British ambassador to the U.S. says he personally raised those concerns with the White House. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, half of pregnant women report having some back pain. But doctors say there are some easy fixes to that. And we'll have the latest accusations against former NBC host Matt Lauer and his formal response to them.
Coming up, we'll take you to Hitsville, USA with a Christmas twist.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 79-degree air temperature with the dew point value coming in at 65. That's slightly lower. The dew point is slightly lower than it was 24 hours ago, meaning that our air is going to be just a little bit less humid this afternoon, which is nice. In fact, as we head into the second half of the afternoon, we're going to see our wind shift from an easterly direction to a more due northerly direction. That's going to even help bring that dew point down a little bit further, perhaps into the lower 60s, which will make it feel, I think, pretty delightful. And over the next several days, that lower dew point will continue on, the lower humidity continue on right straight through into the weekend. A lot of sunshine around, dry air aloft, bringing us some very pleasant weather. Temperatures to the north just a little bit cooler than they are here in central Florida. We got some mid-70s and upper 70s in north central Florida. And then we're into the 80s here for the most part across the region. A little bit cooler right here along the immediate coastline with 79 in Sarasota. 80 degrees Mayaca City, 78 degrees in Parrish. Wauchula at 79 degrees, 81 already in Arcadia, 82 degrees in Punta Gorda. We will enjoy, I think, some very pleasant weather this afternoon as most temperatures will crack the 80-degree mark. So it'll be as warm as it was yesterday, almost, if not. And with lower relative humidity, it'll feel so very comfortable, I think. This is the kind of weather I think that folks coming down from up north would certainly enjoy, where the temperatures have been just a little bit cooler up there. Although most of the country is really not in the deep freeze yet. That will come, though. That will come next week, and we'll talk about that in a second. Titan radar not picking up much in the way of any kind of rainfall today. Don't expect any. You're not going to get rained on today. It's going to be dry right straight through the evening period. However, this evening, with slightly drier air in place, you might notice the temperatures falling off a little more quickly than they did 24 hours ago. So we have some scattered showers down in the Florida Straits. We have a few scattered showers possible along the east coast, but we stay dry here locally. No rain falling currently, and there's not going to be any today, or probably right straight through the weekend. Despite the fact that we have a cold front carving its way through the eastern third of the country, that cold front is producing some showers. But look here, you got to go all the way up to the Canadian border to start getting into snow showers. How about that at this time of year? That means most of this is falling is falling into air that is above freezing. So it's going to be absolutely mild as this front progresses toward the east. Most of it heading due east. There's not much of a drop to the south in the upper air, so that most of the coldest of the air is locked up to the north as well. This frontal boundary will kind of fall apart as it moves toward the east, so the rain showers that are going to be in North Florida by tomorrow morning will have a really tough time ever making it into our region. What we will notice is that the winds, which were due east, will turn a little bit more north today, and that will draw down some of the drier air from the north and give us mostly sunny skies, a warm afternoon, but a little bit of a humidity drop, which will be nice. So the forecast calls for some of that dry dew point air in the 50s to sink southward over the next several days, and that should bring us some dew point values over the weekend that will be about 10 degrees below where they were 24 hours ago. So that's noticeable, and I think you'll find the weekend to be absolutely exquisite. Northeast wind coming in about 10 knots brings you a light chop and 2-foot seas. And as we look at the 7-day forecast, you'll notice fine weather over the next several days. Daytime highs will be in the near 80-degree range, nighttime lows near the 60 or mid-60 degree range. And then next week, Wednesday, we'll see another front come through. That one will be a colder front and promises us a cool down for next weekend. We'll talk about that in detail, Scott, in the next weather hit.
All right, John, thank you so much. Expectant moms experience lots of new things, including back pain. Research suggests about half of all pregnant women will have some lower back pain. It's also the leading reason for working moms to call in sick during pregnancy. Changes in hormones, weight, posture, and gait can all contribute to back pain while pregnant. Studies show low back pain is most common between weeks 20 and 28 of pregnancy. Certain pain relievers are not safe for pregnant women, but according to doctors, there are some easy ways to relieve the pain. Now, certain pain relievers are not safe for pregnant women, but according to doctors, alternative therapies like exercise, acupuncture, chiropractic manipulation, and massage have all been proven safe and effective. 'Tis the season for holiday eating, but there is a way to stuff the turkey without stuffing yourself. ABC's Kenneth Moten has advice on how not to become a statistic during the holiday season.
Thanksgiving turkey, Christmas ham, pumpkin pie, candy cones, and eggnog. Those seasonal treats that can be the best part of the holidays. But research suggests that this indulgence comes with a cost. Americans on average gain about 1.5 pounds between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And research shows that weight tends to stick with us for at least 6 months. Give yourself a gift in advance. Avoid gaining holiday weight to begin with. The first key, moderation. While some favorites like turkey and other lean meats are high in protein, try a half portion of starchy and sweet treats like potatoes and pie. That will reduce the insulin spikes that tell your body to start storing fat when you eat these carb-filled yummies. When it comes to leftovers, cut back a little on other meals that day to allow for extra room in your diet for the holiday food. And importantly, exercise is the other side of the calorie equation. Stand up, move around, commit to an exercise routine. The best one is whatever one you can stick with. So enjoy the holiday season, but remember, there's a reason Santa looks that way. Way too many plates of cookies and milk, and he takes a sleigh instead of walking. With this Medical Minute, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News.
Well, we're not going to worry about that today because welcome to our kitchen now, Chef Scott West from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Sarasota. Chef, thanks for being with us today. What are you preparing today?
Today we're making berries and cream, making a creme anglaise sauce.
Sounds delicious. We'll be right back with you. Thank you, Scott.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. XARELTO and PRADAXA have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that PRADAXA can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to PRADAXA victims, and thousands of XARELTO victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used XARELTO or PRADAXA and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
It's been a very good year for the West Coast Black Theater. A massive remodeling project on its educational and outreach building will be complete in January. And the theater has sold nearly 5,000 subscriptions for next season. That compares to just about 300 just a few years ago. And in the spotlight, the theater's Christmas show opens this week. ABC 7's Linda Carson has a preview.
The Christmas spirit is about to blast onto the Suncoast. Motown Christmas opens at the West Coast Black Theater this week.
It's a review of Motown songs and Motown Christmas songs. It's a very spirited show. You can't help but sway and dance and go down memory lane.
The music will move you all right, and the set will take you back to where the Motown sound began.
I love the set design we came up with this year, which it looks like Berry Gordy's Hitsville, USA headquarters. That's where it happened. I think he recorded in the garage. There's something about the recording equipment was in the attic, but the artists were in the garage. Anyhow, special Motown sound because of the way it was recorded.
Your favorite West Coast Black Theater stars will bring Motown music alive. Michael Mendez, who most recently starred in the West Coast Black Theater's production of In the Heights, is back performing in several numbers.
We go from Stevie to Smokey to Martha and the Vandellas, just a phenomenal set of artists.
And Tara Connor-Jones, who's played so many awesome roles here, also plays several different roles in this.
You may see me as Gladys, as in Gladys Knight. You may see me as one of the Vandellas from Martha and the Vandellas. You may see me in many ways.
And the music will bring back memories of Christmas past.
It takes you back to a place, a smell, an individual. It transports you.
And you'll leave the theater with a smile on your face.
It's feel-good music, and at Christmas time, you feel good. It's that special time of the year where your heart is warmed and you know, everything is happy, happy, joy, joy, and Motown music makes you feel that way. When you hear a song by Smokey Robinson or the Temptations, you automatically smile.
Motown Christmas at the West Coast Black Theater, November 29th through December 23rd. It's almost completely a sellout, except there are a few tickets available for this Saturday night if you call the box office right now. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. Let's get back to the kitchen now. John is there with our guest today, Chef Scott West from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Sarasota. Guys.
Yeah, and it's good to have you here, Scott. I know you've been on The View, but this is your first time on the noon show, so pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thanks, Ted.
What you cooking for us today?
We have creme anglaise. It's a pourable custard. It's based for most desserts. Like we were talking about earlier today, you can add like liqueurs to it. You can use it for like berries and cream is what we use for our dessert.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's such a tasty treat, you know. It's not technically a custard, right?
It's a pourable custard.
A pourable custard. Oh, okay. And anglaise is I know other dishes have anglaise in them, like a zuppa anglaise dessert cake. But what is an anglaise exactly?
Anglaise is it's a pourable custard based of heavy cream, egg yolks with sugar and vanilla.
Okay.
Yep. And for what you're talking about, the anglaise is in the dish.
Oh, I see. Okay. So how do we proceed?
All right. Well, you start with these are just egg yolks.
Mm-hmm. Do you do just egg yolks, not the whole egg?
Just egg
right?
yolks. Yeah. No
whites. Won't work so well if you use the whole egg, I guess.
No, not at all. And then you're gonna add in sugar. Mm-hmm. And then fresh vanilla. You can use vanilla beans if you like. Mm-hmm. But then you have to strain the actual bean out of the.
Right. If you scrape off the bean. If you scrape off the bean.
Yeah.
Which I think I read somewhere that 2 inches of vanilla bean is equal to a teaspoon of the liquid vanilla or something like that.
Yeah, a tablespoon.
Like that. Tablespoon is it?
Yeah. All right.
So you just mix that in real quickly, just like that. Do you have to keep this bowl cold if you're doing this, or does it really matter?
It doesn't really matter because we're actually going to be tempering it.
Oh, okay. Which means what?
Tempering is when we're going to take and slowly add in the hot liquid.
All right.
Because if we just dumped it all in,
you have scrambled eggs.
You have scrambled eggs.
We don't want that, right? Okay.
Exactly.
So you're using heavy cream there. Is that right? Is that what I see?
Yes, sir. That's heavy cream.
Okay.
All right.
So you've got heavy cream in this pot, and you've brought it up to what, a full boil or simmer?
You want to bring it up to a simmer.
A simmer.
Yeah, which is roughly about 155.
Okay. So just a few bubbles every once in a while.
Just wanted to start cresting, just to get it hot.
Okay.
And we're going to take it. We're going to slowly add this in.
Here, I'll hold this for you.
All right.
And what are we looking for here? What are we looking for it to do?
This is just tempering the egg batter. We actually have to put it back into the pot and cook it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is just making sure we don't end up with the scrambled eggs.
Gotcha. All right. And generally speaking, how long start to finish does it take to do this sort of thing?
Honestly, it depends on how much you're making. For the size batch that we're doing right here, it takes maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But
so we then bring this back to a boil? Is that what we do?
Yeah, we're going to bring it back up and keep it on a low simmer. And you're just going to slowly cook it. You have to make sure you're stirring constantly. If not, it
don't
will
walk away from it.
No, it will stick to the bottom and you'll have lumps in it.
Okay.
You want it to
if it does that, if you do walk away from it, you get a phone call or something and you walk away from it at home and it gets lumps in it, start over again? Are you done or can you save it?
You can save it. You just got to buy cheesecloth.
Cheesecloth?
Yep, and just pour it through cheesecloth. It'll catch all the lumps and it'll puree it out.
Oh, okay.
So this is basically the finished product. We'll end up with something that's smooth and pourable.
Oh, it is. I see. So it'll coat a spoon or something like that when it's done.
Exactly.
Okay. And how many different ways would there be to utilize this in a dessert like this?
Oh, you can utilize it in so many different ways because you can add pretty much any liquor you want to it.
Okay.
And then you can.
For instance, you have a couple out here. What have you selected to?
Right there is Frangelico and Chambord.
Okay.
We have a white chocolate bread pudding that's on our menu, and you get a choice between Frangelico, Tia Maria, Chambord, or Grand Marnier.
Nice. And so you finished it up by putting it in the jar, and then you've in the cup, and then you've added some fresh berries to it. And it looks like, is that mint on there as well?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Just for a little color contrast. Yeah.
And this would be on your menu in your
in our restaurant.
Of course, can get it in the restaurant at any meal. The recipe for this, as well as Chef Scott's video instructions, are on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link page. It'll take you right there and give you all the information you need to know, including the shopping list. Well, this looks absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to grab a spoon and tuck into it.
All right.
Chef, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Nice having you here. Come back anytime.
All right.
We'll be right back.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Don't just settle for what's available at a smaller lot. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab at rock bottom pricing. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $11,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms, and if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars. Call Tax 10,000 at 800-817-1064.
You can do something about a crime, any crime, and you can receive a reward of up to $3,000 cash. Call Crime Stoppers with information about criminal activity, unsolved crimes, drug dealers, fugitive criminals, stolen property, illegal weapons. Call 366-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Visit SarasotaCrimeStoppers.com. Download the Crime Stoppers P3 mobile app from the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. Call Crime Stoppers 366-TIPS. Paid for by the Attorney General's Office, Crime Stoppers Trust Fund.
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our boogie-woogie bugle boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
Auto Trader recently said Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. A segment best. You deserve the best. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, nearly 200,000 people have come to the Sunshine State from Puerto Rico since October. And Florida is doing its part to help the island and its residents. Yesterday, Governor Rick Scott gave an update on the resources being given to Puerto Rico. Aside from welcoming the hundreds of thousands of new residents here, the Florida Air National Guard is helping to coordinate flights to bring people to Florida. 50 of the original 500 Florida Highway Patrol troopers are still in Puerto Rico, helping to patrol alongside local law enforcement and assist with traffic control. Florida school districts have enrolled more than 85,000 students displaced from Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. And FEMA has set up a warehouse in Jacksonville for donations to Puerto Rico. More than 3 months after Hurricane Irma struck Florida, contractors working for Manatee County are still clearing away tree limbs and other vegetative debris from the storm. On the positive side, however, the Sarasota Herald-Tribune reporting the cleanup has taken less time and will cost less than expected. The county expects contractors to have completely removed all storm-related debris by mid-December. Sarasota County also plans to have all storm debris picked up before Christmas. And the U.S. Small Business Administration continues to make disaster loans available to Florida organizations that have suffered financial losses due to the hurricane. The loans are designed to help fill the gaps left behind by a natural disaster. They can be used to pay debts, payroll, accounts payable, and other bills that Irma impacted. Some eligible industries, including businesses here on the Suncoast, are commercial fishermen, hotels, marinas, and retailers. For more information and to see if you qualify for one of these loans, just go to mysuncoast.com and then look for this story. 4 Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies have been suspended for allegedly neglecting their duties during Hurricane Irma. Investigators say one deputy told supervisors he was not reporting for duty and was aware of the consequences. Another evacuated instead of reporting for duty at the jail. Another showed up for work for an hour and then went home. 2 were demoted from narcotics detectives to patrol duties. All of them faced time off without pay. The retiring leader of Planned Parenthood here on the Suncoast for more than 2 decades honored last night. Hundreds of friends, family, and supporters gathering at Michael's on East in Sarasota to say thank you to Barbara Dravecki. For 24 years, she has been leading Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida. Dravecki will retire soon from the organization.
I would have to be excited just for this gathering because it's so wonderful to have all the people that I care about under one roof.
She's such an extraordinary leader for Planned Parenthood, and so I will miss her as a friend and as a colleague, but I'm so happy for her, and it's extraordinary to be able to celebrate tonight what she has done in 24 years, built Planned Parenthood into the community institution it is today.
Well, we have this time together.
She will leave her position in January, and that's when she plans to just take it easy for a while. Who can blame her? An update now on a story we told you about earlier this week. The Englewood Lemon-based Sunrise Rotary Club has exceeded its fundraising goal. So instead of packing 100,000 meals over the weekend, they'll be packing 40,000 more of those meals. Those meals will be sent to 5 local food pantries in Englewood. If you'd like to volunteer, they plan to pack all 140,000 meals in only about 2 hours. They'll be at the Englewood Sky Academy from 9 to 11 this Saturday. That is a big job, 140,000 meals, John. But
2 hours.
When you have a lot of help, I guess it can go quick. Yeah?
I guess it can. That's amazing. What a wonderful thing. So many people in need, and they're helping out there.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. We're looking at some very pleasant weather outside right now. A lot of blue sky. Not much in the way of a rainfall chance today. If you wanted to get out and about, I think one thing you will notice is it's a little bit lower humidity today, making it feel kind of nice. And particularly in the second half of the afternoon, it's going to feel very comfortable as winds begin to shift just a little bit. A little fair weather cloudiness, that's about all that we will see today in terms of inclement weather. A 24-hour temperature change from yesterday at this hour is a little cooler by a couple of degrees. That thank you to the lower dew point values this morning, allowing morning temperatures to start off a little cooler. A lot of sunshine, though, so the sunshine will help to boost those temperatures up pretty nicely into the low 80s. Pretty similar to what we saw yesterday, I think, only maybe this evening's temperatures might fall off a little bit faster, a degree or two faster. I mean, you might notice during the evening hours. Otherwise, rain-free skies and beautiful conditions. We'll talk about a front moving through tomorrow and what it might do to the weekend weather coming up in just a few. Scott.
John, thank you. North Korea releasing video and photos of its latest intercontinental ballistic missile test, claiming it's a new technology. These images provide U.S. officials insight into exactly what type of missile it is. ABC's Serena Marshall has details of exactly how dangerous it could be.
The North Korean leader gleeful, soldiers exuberant, with the first launch in more than 2 months. It's called Hwasong-15, a new intercontinental ballistic missile much larger than the previous ones. The transporter, 9 axles. The missile with 2 nozzles. The new technology allows it to fly longer and higher than any one before it, possibly able to reach the U.S.'s eastern seaboard.
So they're going to have to do another series, probably 3 or 4 additional series of tests. So this is just a continuation, and it shouldn't be surprised at all.
The U.S. has called on all countries to sever ties with the regime, China in particular.
We're really asking them to please restrain more on, not cut it off completely. That was the most effective tool the last time the North Koreans came to the table.
The president also upset with the Chinese, tweeting the Chinese envoy who just returned from North Korea seems to have had no impact on Little Rocket Man. Hard to believe his people and the military put up with living in such horrible conditions. Russia and China condemned the launch, but that condemnation also directed at the U.S. Russia rejected the call to cut diplomatic ties, and the foreign minister blamed the U.S. for deliberately seeking to provoke North Korea. In front of the UN, Ambassador Haley says the U.S. doesn't seek war, but...
And if war comes, make no mistake, the North Korean regime will be utterly destroyed.
The U.S. also planning to roll out additional financial sanctions on the regime.
A State Department official tells ABC News they are working with partner countries to increase maritime interdictions, seizing ships traveling to and from North Korea. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
The U.S. Senate approving a procedural vote on the Trump administration's tax reform bill. That bill will now go to the full Senate for consideration, and a final vote is expected soon. That final vote could come before the end of the week. The president says the plan will benefit middle-class families, who he calls the backbone of America, but the bill's fate is not certain because all Democrats are against it. But Senator John McCain announcing today that he will support the tax plan.
He told people in places like Ohio he was going to look out for them and their interests, and here we have a bill that's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Republicans can only lose 2 members and still get the legislation passed. There have been dozens of protests, though, by college students in 30 different states. One of the grad tax walkouts was at the University of California, Davis. Some students there could see huge spikes in the amount of taxes they owe to the government. The possibility of white supremacist Richard Spencer speaking at the University of Michigan has students there protesting. Their main concern is safety. Yesterday, the students organized a walkout to voice their opposition to Spencer's appearance on campus.
It's just horrifying to a lot of our students, and it's not what we stand for, and it's not what I stand for.
University of Michigan's president said no final decisions have been made. He says the administration has only agreed to meet with Spencer's group to determine if he would be allowed to rent space on campus. The student group known as Stop Spencer said the walkout was in protest to the administration's decision to begin negotiations with Spencer. The mother of a murdered University of Virginia student is lobbying to expand the DNA data bank to help catch criminals. Hannah Graham was killed in 2014. Her mother, Sue, believes collecting samples from people convicted of serious crimes could help solve other crimes.
It's something that I feel I have to do in order to protect other young women in Virginia.
She says if the DNA of her daughter's killer was collected and authorities were alerted to his previous crimes, her daughter would likely still be alive. Now she's urging the State Crime Commission to take legislative action. Plans to draft a bill are now in the works. And we're learning new details about what you did not see on TV that led to Today Show host Matt Lauer suddenly being fired by NBC this week. Lauer is responding now to sexual misconduct claims that got him fired from the network. The Today Show host once again addressing Lauer's firing this morning.
Our top story is once again about our former colleague, Matt Lauer.
And in fact, we just moments ago received a statement from Matt, and let me read it to you. There are no words to express my sorrow and regret for the pain I have caused others by words and actions. To the people I have hurt, I am truly sorry.
Variety magazine is reporting that multiple women accused Lauer of sexual harassment, and NBC says they did not know of any complaints against Lauer until this week. Lauer's termination comes just 1 week after CBS News fired its morning co-host Charlie Rose after several women claimed sexual harassment. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the man who briefly shut down President Trump's Twitter account speaks out. What he has to say about the president when we come back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, 79-degree air temperature. Dew point is at 65, which is a little bit lower. So it feels a little more crisp, I guess we can use that word, crisp outside right now. We have a lot of sunshine going on and an east wind coming in at about 10. I think that lower dew point air will be with us throughout the day today. We started off a little bit cooler, and as winds begin to shift around to the north a little bit, some of this slightly, ever so slightly cooler and drier air will tend to filter down into our region. 82 degrees Fort Myers, 80 Orlando, 80 in Tampa, 81 in Melbourne to the north. A few degrees cooler, Gainesville at 76. Daytona at 77. Across our region, we're looking at temperatures that are generally pretty close to the 80-degree mark, and locally in your neighborhoods, they're generally about the same. In specific areas, we're having a little bit warmer temperatures in inland locations, but along the coastline, 79, 80 degrees, just about does it everywhere. So Titan radar not showing a drop of rain across the state. And you know what? I don't think we're going to see any here locally today. We might get an isolated shower along the coastline and then down around the Florida Straits through the Florida Keys. But other than that, I think we certainly do stay dry here today. And probably for the next few days, despite the fact that we have a cold front that's approaching. The cold front triggering off a few scattered showers through the Ohio Valley right now. That line of showers will tend to kind of fall apart, though, as it approaches our area. Drier air filtering down from the north, plus high pressure kind of bridging over this very weak front will pretty much allow it to move through here Friday kind of very quiet and unannounced. You won't even notice it really, except that it will reinforce the slightly drier air that's filtering south. So mostly sunny skies, a warm afternoon, and then that very, very slight humidity drop, which you will probably notice over the weekend. One thing to tell you is that that frontal boundary will not contain any cooler air. If you notice these cloud patterns, they tend to move in a pretty much west to east direction. There's not a lot of southward plunge. You need that southward plunge to get the cold air across the continental United States. It's locked up in Canada. You need a southward plunge. Well, that may be coming next week. If you put this GFS computer model into motion and take it through next week, you'll see that blue and violet colors of much cooler air sinking south along the eastern seaboard. Situation setting up where the west will be warm, the east will be cold, significantly colder. And some of that colder air will probably plunge southward and tag the state of Florida. And this will occur probably not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. So it should be some slightly cooler seasonable air coming our way in about 8 to 10 days. We'll wait and see how that plays out. Forecast for us today calls for that northeast wind at about 10 knots, making for very nice boating weather. Light chop, less than 2-foot seas, a lot of sunshine out there. Daytime high temperature tops out about where it did yesterday, but maybe slightly drier. And then over the weekend, that drier weather continues, slightly cooler temperatures. And then as we head into next work week, I bet you Monday and Tuesday we'll start to see the winds bring in a little bit more moisture. We have a slight chance of that Wednesday shower with the next front that comes through. And then as we move into the next several days and extend this 7-day forecast into Thursday and Friday, we'll show you some colder air coming our way. Scott?
All right, John, looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Holiday shoppers have shown a trend for impulse spending this year. That's according to retail experts. According to the National Retail Federation Trade Group, spending has been, quote, robust this year so far. They say holiday sales will rise by up to 4%. They also say that there was more impulse buying and self-gifting this year. They've also found discounts appeared slightly smaller this year on Thanksgiving and Black Friday compared to last year. Retailers like Target and Saks Fifth Avenue have set up grab-and-go items to entice impulse shoppers. And online shopping has overshadowed store buying. Amazon reporting yesterday that Cyber Monday was the biggest shopping day in its history. In fact, overall shopping on Cyber Monday hit record numbers nationwide. Mary Maloney shows us some of the most popular gifts.
Shoppers are sending a message. It pays to buy online. By the end of this Cyber Monday, shoppers spent nearly $7 billion online, making it the largest online shopping day in history, according to Adobe Analytics data. Top sellers on the web included the Nintendo Switch, Apple AirPods, and streaming devices like Google Chromecast and Roku. In terms of sites, the big winner on Cyber Monday, Amazon. This past Cyber Monday is now considered the biggest shopping day in Amazon's history. From Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday, Amazon says customers ordered hundreds of millions of products. The most popular? The Amazon Echo Dot smart speaker. People also liked Amazon's Fire TV stick, Fire 7 tablets, and Ancestry DNA kits. Ancestry says this Cyber Monday, it sold 700% more kits in one day than the entire holiday period last year. The Cyber Monday news is good for online sites, but may be a warning to traditional brick-and-mortar stores. Invest online or see holiday shoppers disappear. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Yeah. Well, a federal indictment reveals more than 500 million Yahoo accounts were exposed during a massive email hacking. A Canadian man pleading guilty to the crime this week. Attorneys for 22-year-old Karim Baratov say he was a minor player in the scheme, allegedly organized by Russian intelligence officers. 3 Russian men are also accused. Baratov's lawyers say the Russians hired him to hack 80 Gmail accounts as part of the scheme. He says he hacked only 8 of them.
He didn't have knowledge of who these individuals were or what they were doing. He didn't have knowledge that, the names that he was given, that information was derived from the Yahoo hack.
Baratov pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit computer fraud and 8 counts of aggravated identity theft. He faces a maximum of 9 years in prison. Facebook is making it easier to donate to your favorite charities. It's setting up a $50 million a year Facebook donations fund. That money will be used to match giving to causes such as national disaster relief. The social media giant is expanding charitable giving tools to 13 countries in Europe, plus Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. Facebook is also giving relief organizations such as the Red Cross access to data on what users need and where they are. The man who briefly shut down President Trump's Twitter account speaks. The 28-year-old considers himself an ordinary guy from Germany who loves living in the U.S. He became famous, or infamous, for taking the president off of Twitter for 11 minutes earlier this month. And he says it was just a mistake. He wouldn't give details about how he did it, but said he is certain he did not break the law. In fact, he says he respects President Trump's success. Chipotle founder Steve Ellis is stepping down as chairman and CEO and will transition now to executive chairman once a replacement is found. Ellis began Chipotle with a single Denver restaurant back in 1993. The chain resonated with consumers due to its fresh ingredients. But recently, the company has been struggling and is working to convince customers its food is safe. Since 2015, when sales plunged after an E. coli outbreak, concerns arose again over the summer when a dozen diners felt ill while eating at a Virginia location. Still to come in your Suncoast News, Instagram releasing who their most followed user is this year. Who the queen of Instagram is when we come back.
For 30 years, it's been an honor for the Michaels on Ice team to serve you.
We love that our restaurant, wine cellar, and ballroom have become your favorite gathering places, and we love catering your parties.
From everyday celebrations to life's greatest occasions, please join us soon for new culinary adventures. A toast to 30 years.
And to many more.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback, for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Selena Gomez, still the queen of the gram. Instagram says the singer was the most followed celebrity of the year with more than 130 million fans. She topped the list in 2016 as well. Second place goes to soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo with 116 million followers. That's still a million behind. A million behind that, though, is Ariana Grande. So she's right up there, too.
Where's the loyalty to the program, Jimbo?
Well, Florida State fan was removed from a radio call-in show with football coach Jimbo Fisher in light of rumors that Fisher may be in talks with Texas A&M about the head coaching position there. In fact, we may find out more about that later today. The fan asked Fisher an unapproved question about where his loyalty lies. This is not the best time for Florida State fans probably to be worrying about that. But they came into the season year ranked number 3 in the nation, quickly plummeted in the rankings after their quarterback suffered a season-ending injury. Now the Noles are looking for one more win to continue their streak in consecutive years by making a bowl game, which is currently at 35. They play again on Saturday. Well, Kevin Spacey, as you know, has been replaced in the upcoming movie All the Money in the World. The first trailer of that movie, with now Christopher Plummer, is playing. He's playing billionaire J. Paul Getty instead of Spacey. The movie was already finished when director Ridley Scott made the decision to pull Spacey and then reshoot all of his scenes after Spacey's sex assault scandal threatened to taint the film. That film is still set to release, though, next month. December starts tomorrow, and the Rockefeller Christmas tree in New York City is lit up for the first time this year in Rockefeller Center last night. Performers were on hand to kick off the holiday season, including tenors and Gwen Stefani were there. And then here on the Suncoast, we have our own tree lighting ceremonies. I don't think Gwen Stefani's going to be there, but the Holiday Night of Lights on St. Armand's Circle will be tomorrow night. Bob Harrigan will be out there to show it to us live. There will be caroling, music, and a special visit from Santa. And it all starts tomorrow night at around 7 o'clock. So tune in tomorrow night as the lights of the season start to brighten our skies here on the Suncoast. Seen a lot of homes already lit up,
Yes.
decorated.
Yes. Well, that should be a great event. Nice weather.
Absolutely.
Bob always does a great job emceeing, so it should be fun.
Have a great day, everyone.